What should you do with your government stimulus check? Almost everyone will be receiving their first government stimulus check, and it probably won't be the last. As the economy continues to tank, the Fed will have no choice but to continue to helicopter drop cash to people in order to keep up a glimmer of hope for the economy to recover. Just sit back for a minute and look at the big picture. The government is forcing people to stop working, and they are depositing thousands of free dollars into everyone's bank account. If I would have said to you 10 years ago there will be a time when the government will actually put thousands of dollars in your bank account and force you to stay home and not go to work, you would look at me like I had been smoking crack. You would probably tell me that I'm crazy. The government doesn't give away free money, it only takes it. And that wouldn't be wrong, because all this free money isn't free. You see, every dollar that is printed into existence without anything to tangibly back it up does nothing more than depreciates the value of the existing money within the economic system. We all think we're getting something when that $1,200 check hits our account, but the reality is that it's nothing more than a pacifier to keep citizens from asking questions, or worse, revolting against the system. If you can't see that our economy is at the edge of a cliff, about to topple over into a deep, dark abyss, then I don't know what else I could possibly tell you. I'm not talking about doomsday, but I am talking about a cold, stark reality. The government is giving trillions of dollars to small businesses and every individual citizen. Is that the sign of a bolstering, prosperous economy? The Fed interest rate is only 0.25% above zero. The Fed has no more option but to shove money into every citizen's bank account for as long as they can to keep the dollar and the economy alive. Let's face it, we're basically on economic life support right now, and the moment they turn off the money machine for whatever reason, the economy and the dollar will have suffered so much damage that there is literally no hope that it can survive under current and past events. So what should you do with your government stimulus check? If you're not already, start thinking in crisis mode now. In a crisis, I have my checklists, and I start going down line by line, making sure I have all the bases covered. During a financial crisis, when people really begin to panic, everyone will try to get cash, and at that point, the banks will shut down to prevent a bank run. Remember that under a fractional reserve banking system, banks with more than $127.5 million on deposit must retain a reserve of 10% of deposits. Banks with more than $16.9 million up to the $127.5 million must reserve 3% of all bank deposits. And banks with deposits of $16.9 million or less don't have a reserve requirement. But on March 15, 2020, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System announced that the reserve requirement ratios have been reduced to 0% effective March 26, 2020. This action eliminated reserve requirements for all depository institutions. So banks no longer have to keep a single dime of your deposited money on hand at the bank. How many people asking to withdraw cash do you think it would take before the bank shuts down its lobbies, puts their ATM machines out of order, and shuts down their website banking? Do you have enough cash on hand right now to weather a 90 to 120 day financial crisis? According to the U.S. Department of Labor, the number of unemployed persons as of March 2020 was 7.1 million people. What's going to happen when the government checks stop hitting their bank accounts? 7 million people will have no income. Even the millions who are temporarily laid off, if the government small business loans stop flowing, there's a good chance that these businesses won't survive. Or if they do, they will have to cut back tremendously. Where does your income come from? If any of it comes from a pension fund, government retirement check, disability check, or Social Security, and that money stops flowing tomorrow, do you have enough physical cash on hand to carry you through until you can figure out a new way of producing income? Thanks to the dedication and hard work of first responders, truckers, and grocery chains, we still have food to eat and gas to put in our cars. But what if that goes away? Do you have enough food, water, fuel, and medicine in stock at home right now to sustain you and your family for 90 days or more? We have only recently gotten a small taste of what is to come. We've been locked down for 4 to 6 weeks at the time of making this video, but the banks are still open. There's still electricity in your homes, water running through your plumbing, gas stations with fuel, and grocery stores with stocked shelves. Are you prepared for things to get much worse for a much longer period of time? I would encourage you to make your crisis checklist and see what has yet to be checked off. And whatever still needs checking, that's what I would be doing with my government stimulus check and any future stimulus checks that I'm lucky enough to receive. At what % of readiness right at this moment do you feel you are prepared for a full-blown financial crisis? Let me know in the comment section below. A huge thank you to all who support this channel, especially to those who take the time to like, share, and comment. It is greatly appreciated. If you're not yet a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, then be sure to select the notification bell to be notified as soon as I post up new content. If you enjoy learning about precious metals and finance, stop by the ST66 Discord channel. The link is below. It's totally free, and you can monitor other conversations or chime in yourself and be part of them. It's a great place to get questions answered and stay up to date with the latest precious metals news and events. And as always, feel free to share this content with all.